Dear students, let us start the discussion on today's newspaper, that is 10th May 2017. The first article, now playing in Karnataka. This article is written in the context of politics in Karnataka, but we have certain important points in connection with governance and social justice. Let us try to understand them. During the emergency time, the Chief Minister in Karnataka was Mr. Devraj Vursa. His agenda for social justice revolved around two factors. One is redistribution and improving the access to the marginalized. So in this context, he has bypassed the existing revenue system and he has created an alternate model to program delivery. So in most of the cases, land redistribution, it was implemented by the revenue departments. Unlike this, Mr. Devraj Vursa, he has created an alternative system with an official plus an elected leader at every tehsil level. And this is concerned about providing land, house and other things to the poor and marginalized. So this service delivery model is applauded even today. So the traditional bureaucracy, the revenue administration is kept aside, and a separate establishment with a balance between bureaucracy and elected leader is being created. And it has increased the developmental delivery. That's what my point for the examination over here. So with regard to bureaucracy and development, in our class we have discussed this. Bureaucracy may not be the appropriate instrument for developmental delivery. The reason being, it is hierarchical, non-participative, secretive, and office-oriented. At the same time, if you bring in regulatory administration, it becomes inappropriate for developmental administration. So that is the reason why. So that for development administration, Mr. Devraj Vursa has created an alternative machinery. So that is the point we need to take for the examination over here. Duplication isn't synergy. Now, here the question can be asked this way. So if you talk about universities, do we need to have an overarching regulatory mechanism for all the higher educational institutions? Or in the finance sector, do we need to have a super regulator to regulate the existing institutions? Like that, in technology field, do we need to have a super institution that can coordinate the various programs in technology? So one such an initiative is SPARK, that is Sustainable Progress through Application of Research and Knowledge, that is called SPARK. With regard to the research in India, there is a lot of managerial establishment already existing. You have a committee to advise the Prime Minister. We also have Principal Advisor to Government of India. And we have CSIR. So in these circumstances, do we need another body in the midst of the things is the question. So obviously, the science is not a uniform thing. The space, biotechnology, all these are very critically different from each other. And second is, the focus of India shall be on more development of the science, development of the experts who are researching rather than developing the managers to manage the science. These are the 2 points this article stresses on. And then, chasing peace. This article is written in the context of Syrian conflict. You know that a de-escalation agreement is signed this week in Astana. What is this? There are 3 parties which are working on this now. Turkey, and then Iran and Russia. According to this de-escalation agreement, Syria and Russian forces will stop bombing the rebel-held areas. And second, rebels will cease their fighting or firing against the government forces. And humanitarian assistance is freely allowed to flow into these rebel-held areas. But there is one trick over here. So the Syrian government did not agree for UN monitoring of this de-escalation process. And second is, the Syrian government and Russia has clearly stated that they are going to target the Al-Qaeda. And the rebel groups, if they have any connections with Al-Qaeda, obviously the de-escalation process is going to be a failure. So that is what we need to understand over here. Now coming to the recalcitrant judge, it is about Justice Karnan. You know that Justice Karnan was defiant and Supreme Court has given various options to him. And he ridiculing the Supreme Court, the highest court in India, is obviously a contempt of court. So here there are some fundamental questions. The Supreme Court has punished for the first time a sitting judge of a high court for its contempt. And second thing is, the judicial accountability, it is not in place in India. So only the accountability mechanism or disciplinary mechanism for the judges which we have is their removal, which is a complex process. And second thing over here is, the collegium system is expected to protect the merit in judiciary. So how come a person like Justice Karnan is able to breach this line and enter into the higher judiciary? So that exposes the weaknesses of collegium. So these are the issues which we need to talk about. Now, let's go to the next page. So in this page, Mr. Khurshid's interview, other than that, there is pacifism and realpolitik. Try to look into this article. Now, Shinzo Abe, he is planning to make or amend the Japanese constitution by 2020 so that the Japan can shed its pacifist nature and can have an army of its own. So let me put it this way. The Japanese constitution in the post-Second World War context was framed by allied forces. And according to this, the Japan shall not hold any army. The Article 9 clearly states that Japan cannot wage a war to settle an international dispute or cannot have land, sea or air force. Now later, the Japan came with an alliance with the United States of America in 1954. So this 1954 treaty, it is called as Mutual Defense Assistance Agreement. And 2015, so the Japan has tried to change its constitution and there is a collective self-defense law is being brought in. According to this, the Japan can involve itself into the international disputes wherever its allies' interests are involved, though its territory is not under threat. It means if India and Japan, for example, if they become allies tomorrow, Japan can use its force in support of India. It was originally banned by its constitution. So in this case, in Japan, you have conservative nationalists and also liberals. Liberals see the pacifism as a policy is the reason for the wealth in Japan today. And conservatives see that the Japan is unable to react itself to the changing geopolitics because of its pacifist constitution. So in this context, you know the Shinzo Abe is a conservative nationalist and he aims to amend the constitution. Now in this article, the one important article which I like to focus is disclose foreign funds MHA tells political parties. Now as for the Foreign Contributions Regulation Act, any organization receiving foreign funds greater than 10 lakh rupees, they have to report, they need to have registration under FCRA and they have to report to Ministry of Home Affairs. The political parties also comes under this list. But in the recent Finance Act, it was amended that a foreign company definition was changed in the amendment. According to this, any Indian company which holds the foreign shares or foreign holdings as per the FDI norms of India, then it cannot be considered as a foreign company for donations to the political parties. So, and the second issue is, Aam Aadmi Party has raised that the government is harassing the people who are donating to the Aam Aadmi Party. So that's why it was not willing to disclose its donors. In this context, Ministry of Home Affairs sending or asking for information about the donors of the political party, it is been questioned by the political parties. But you know that it's a routine procedure. Now, front page. Mr. Justice Karnan is sentenced for 6 months in jail for contempt of the court. And already we have discussed this issue. So these are the issues for today. And thank you very much. And from today onwards, we are reposting the notes again. I'm also taking assistance of two of my, selected students to prepare the notes. Obviously, I think we can improve the quality further. And there is a small message to the students who have enrolled for our magazine-based test series. That is, we have to make videos for each and every magazine for answers which are being written by the students. So that's why I request all the students to submit their answers within 7 days so that we get time to correct your answers and prepare the video on it. After 7 days, if you are posting after 1 month, we have to go back to the first test and again correct those tests, and our frame of mind will be shifting at that particular point of time. So that's why work appears always incomplete to us. So I request you to make some schedule to submit your test within 1 week. And second thing is, many of the students are requesting us to extend their duration by 1 month because they are unable to present the test as of now because of their preparation for prelims. So that's why we are giving 1 month extension for all the people who have subscribed for the Law Excellence monthly test series. So thank you very much and thanks for your cooperation.